Hello and welcome, as Daily Amazement brings you the ultimate travel showdown. Today, we're pitting Italy against Japan to see which is the more epic holiday destination. Both countries offer an incredible mix of history, culture, food, and fun. No wonder Italy attracts around 60 million tourists a year. Let's see what each has to offer. First up, let's compare the things to do and see. Italy is like a living museum, where every turn reveals something spectacular. In Rome, you can walk in the footsteps of emperors at the Colosseum and Roman Forum, toss a coin in the Trevi Fountain, or gaze up at the Sistine Chapel's ceiling. Beyond the Eternal City, Italy offers a bit of everything: ancient history, art, and natural beauty. Think the colourful cliffside villages of Cinque Terre, the rolling vineyards of Tuscany, and the dramatic Amalfi Coast, all postcard-worthy SenesioInthessity.com. You can glide in a gondola along Venice's canals or stand in Florence's Piazza del Duomo, admiring Renaissance masterpieces. It's basically one jaw-dropping sight after another, from leaning towers, Ciao Pisa, to mountaintop castles. Boredom in Italy. Non-exist. It doesn't exist, trust us. Okay, now let's take a look at Japan. Japan's charm comes from its blend of ultra-modern and deeply traditional. In Tokyo, 1 minute you're crossing the street at the frenetic Shibuya crossing or playing arcade games at midnight, and the next you're finding Zen in an old Buddhist temple tucked among skyscrapers. The country stretches from snow-capped Mount Fuji to coral reefs in tropical Okinawa, so take your pick of adventures. Ride a bullet train to Kyoto to wander through thousands of vermilion torii gates at Fushimi Inari Shrine, or meditate in the rock gardens of Zen temples. In Osaka, snack your way down neon-lit streets. Takoyaki balls, anyone? And in Hiroshima, take a ferry to Miyajima Island to see the famous floating shrine gate at Itsukushima. Whether you're trekking through bamboo forests in Arashiyama or admiring futuristic TeamLab art installations, Japan serves up an endless buffet of sights. It's the kind of place where you can watch sumo wrestlers practice in the morning and be singing karaoke in a skyscraper by nightfall. And it all somehow fits together perfectly. Of course, as we move on, one of the great loves for both these countries is food. Starting with Italy, get ready for a carb-loaded love affair with Italian cuisine. Food in Italy isn't just sustenance, it's a way of life, and a delicious one at that. Each meal feels like an event. Long lunches, late dinners, and mamma mia those flavors. You've got pizzas with thin, crispy crusts, born in Naples, silky pastas in all shapes and sauces, and gelato so heavenly you'll consider moving in next door to a gelateria. Every region has its specialties. Hearty risottos in the north, buffalo mozzarella in the south, and truffles, prosciutto, and cheeses in between. Don't miss a chance to sip an espresso or aperitivo on a sunny piazza. In Italy, coffee and people watching are essential activities. And yes, calories don't count on vacation. Or at least we tell ourselves that while eyeing a second cannoli in Sicily. Buon appetito! Now let's take a look at Japan. If Italy's food is rustic comfort, Japan's cuisine is an artful adventure. Here, food can be a delicate ceremony or a quirky novelty, often both at once. Sushi is the star globe-trotter. Ultra-fresh tuna nigiri practically melts in your mouth. And a warm bowl of ramen on a cool night can feel like a hug from the inside. From sizzling street food snacks like Osaka's takoyaki, octopus balls, and Kyoto's matcha sweets, to elegant kaiseki meals that look like paintings, your taste buds will never be bored. Japanese food is all about seasonal and fresh, cherry blossom pastries in spring, cool soba noodles in summer, grilled sweet potatoes from a street cart in autumn. It's no wonder Japanese cuisine, washoku, was recognized by UNESCO as a cultural treasure. Sushi and ramen are basically culinary celebrities worldwide.com. And we haven't even mentioned the fun stuff. Slurp your noodles loudly. It's polite. Enjoy bizarre Kit Kat flavors. Wasabi chocolate, anyone? And don't be surprised if a robot brings your meal in a high-tech cafe. It's all part of the edible adventure. Itadakimasu. Let's eat. In comparing both these great countries for a holiday, how you get around is also very important. Italy. Traveling around Italy can be an adventure in itself. Sometimes for better, sometimes for comic relief. The country has an extensive train network, and it's generally a fantastic way to city hop. High-speed trains, like the Frecciarossa, zip between major cities in a matter of hours, and slower regional trains offer charming views of the countryside. Sunflower fields, hilltop villages, and maybe a sheep or two. The train system is pretty efficient, and one of the least expensive in Europe, roguides.com, so yay for the budget. But remember, you're on Italian time here. A train might run a few minutes late, or a bus might take an extra long siesta break on Sunday. But hey, when in Italy, just shrug and grab a gelato while you wait. In cities, you'll walk a ton, wear comfy shoes for those cobbled streets, and scooters or Vespas zip around for the brave of heart. Renting a car is great for exploring Tuscan hill towns or the Amalfi Coast, but driving in chaotic city traffic can feel like a scene from The Fast and the Furious, Rome Drift. Overall, getting around is easy and fun, as long as you embrace a bit of la dolce vita flexibility. Now let's take a look at Japan. If Italy runs on relaxed timing, Japan runs on precision. Getting around here is like a masterclass in efficient travel, so much that you might start wondering if the trains are psychic. The public transportation is legendary. The Pakshu train system is high-tech, clean, and incredibly punctual. If a train is more than a minute late, people legitimately apologize, and you might get a delay certificate, no joke. The Shinkansen bullet trains are a destination in themselves. You can zoom from Tokyo to Kyoto at 300 kilometers per hour, 186 miles per hour, while sipping green tea and enjoying a bento box, feeling like you're on a rocket-powered picnic. In cities, the subway and bus networks can take you anywhere, usually with signs and cute jingles at each stop. Just avoid rush hour unless you want to experience the art of sardine impersonation in crowded Tokyo trains. Taxis are spotless. Some have doors that open automatically. And for the adventurous, renting a car is possible, though navigating Japan's roads and left-side driving isn't for the faint of heart or directionally challenged. But honestly, you probably won't need a car. From bikes in Kyoto to futuristic bullet trains, getting around is half the fun. And yes, you can absolutely set your watch by the train schedule. Japan's got you covered. Okay, let's compare some of their amazing hotels. Italy. When it comes to where to rest your head, Italy lets you live out your own under the Tuscan sun or medieval castle fantasy. Want to wake up in a Renaissance palazzo with frescoed ceilings and a balcony over a Venetian canal? Done. How about a cozy farmhouse agriturismo in the Tuscan countryside, where you're greeted by olive trees and the smell of fresh pastries in the morning? Also done. Italy has accommodations for every taste. Charming family-run B&Bs, luxury 5-star hotels in historic buildings, seaside villas with sparkling views, and even castle hotels where you literally sleep in a piece of history. Talk about living a fairy tale. Some Italian castles have been converted into hotels where you can wake up in the folds of history, untolditaly.com. The experiences can be delightfully romantic and old world. Think wrought iron beds, vineyards outside your window, and maybe a friendly nonna cooking in the kitchen downstairs. Of course, modern boutique hotels are aplenty too, with chic design and rooftop bars for that aperitivo overlooking the city skyline. Whether your style is rustic or regal, Italy's hospitality will make you feel like royalty, or at least very well-fed royalty, thanks to that included breakfast croissant. Okay, moving from Italy to Japan. Accommodation in Japan ranges from the beautifully traditional to the mind-blowingly quirky. On one hand, you have ryokan, traditional Japanese inns, which are all about serenity and customs. Here you'll trade your shoes for slippers, sleep on fluffy futon, bedding on tatami mats, and start your day with a soothing soak in an onsen, hot spring bath, before a breakfast of grilled fish and miso soup. It's peaceful, cultural, and your Instagram will basically become a Zen garden. On the other hand, Japan will satisfy your wildest hotel curiosities. Ever try a capsule hotel? For the price of a cheap dinner, you get a sci-fi looking pod to snooze in, surprisingly comfy and definitely an experience to write home about. Just maybe not for the claustrophobic. There are even entire hotels run by robots. Yes, you can be checked in by a robot dinosaur if that's on your bucket list. Japan boasts plenty of novelty stays, a treehouse resort in Okinawa, a hotel staffed by robot dinosaurs, even a Godzilla-themed room in Tokyo, where a giant monster hand looms over your bedexplore.com. The ultra-modern luxury hotels are world-class too, with sleek skyscraper views and high-tech toilets that sing. You'll miss those heated seats when you leave. Whether you choose a minimalist Zen room or a neon-lit pod, expect immaculate cleanliness, top-notch service, and delightful surprises, like origami crane gifts on your pillow or a window view of Mount Fuji. In Japan, your hotel isn't just where you sleep. It might end up being a highlight of the trip. Now it's time to consider the best time of the year to visit: Italy. Italy is a year-round charmer, but certain times will make you swoon a little more. Generally, late spring and early fall are picture-perfect. Think May, June, September, and early October, when the weather is warm but not too hot, and the crowds haven't reached full summertime. crushricksteves.com. In these months, you can stroll Rome in a light jacket, dine outdoors in Florence, and even dip your toes in the Amalfi Coast Sea, all without melting into your gelato. Spring brings blooming flowers and festivals, and autumn means grape harvests and truffle season. Yum! High summer, July and August, is both a blessing and a curse. The sun is shining and the Mediterranean is cooling, but it's also peak tourist time. Expect major sites to be busy and some locals to be on their own holidays. Many Italians escape the cities in August. If you don't mind heat and crowds, summer has a fun, energetic vibe with outdoor concerts and long evenings. Winter in Italy can be chilly and quieter, great for museum hopping without lines, sipping hot cioccolata calda in cafes, and seeing festive Christmas markets in December. Venice in winter has mystical fogs, and the epic carnival in February. And if you're a skier, the Alps and Dolomites in winter are a snowy wonderland. So, quando andare? For most, the sweet spot is spring or falltravelandleisure.com for that best of all worlds trip. Pleasant weather, lively atmosphere, and your travel photos will have amazing light. Just bring layers and your sense of la dolce vita timing. Okay, but what is the best time of the year to visit Japan? Japan's seasons are the stuff of poetry, literally. Haiku, anyone? Each time of year offers a totally different experience, so it depends on your travel style. The most popular times to visit are spring and autumn, and for good reason. Spring, late March to April, means cherry blossom season, when the whole country goes flower crazy. Imagine parks filled with blooming sakura trees like pink clouds, and locals picnicking underneath in celebratory hanami parties. It's a gorgeous festive time, but also very busy, so expect lots of fellow flower fans about. If you time it right, seeing cherry blossoms in Kyoto or Tokyo is pure magic. Just book accommodations well in advance. Come summer, things heat up, quite literally. June brings a bit of a rainy season. July and August are hot, humid, and bursting with lively festivals. You haven't lived until you've danced at a local Matsuri festival with a folding fan in hand. Summer is also a great time for hiking in the mountains or hitting the beaches in Okinawa. And it's peak season for climbing Mount Fuji, only open in summer. If heat's not your thing, skip Tokyo in August unless you love sauna-like subway rides. Autumn, October-November, is the other rockstar season. The weather is mild, skies often clear, and the autumn foliage is absolutely stunning. Fiery reds and golds in Kyoto's temple gardens and along mountain valleys. It's like the whole country is in a painting. Winter in Japan can be chilly, but it has its perks. Amazing skiing and snowboarding in places like Hokkaido or Nagano. Japan's powder snow is legendary. Steamy onsen hot springs surrounded by snow, and the magical Sapporo Snow Festival with its giant snow sculptures. Plus, winter means far fewer tourists and a cozy New Year atmosphere, with beautiful illuminations and holiday markets. Bottom line, for most travelers, late March, April, or October, early November hit the sweet spot. But there's no wrong time to go, just different flavors of awesome. As always, when deciding where to visit, you have to consider the shopping. Italy is famous for shopping. Benvenuti to shopper's paradise. Italian style, where you can hunt for the latest Milan fashions one day and wander a local farmer's market the next. Italy offers a delightful mix of high-end shopping districts and bustling local markets. For the fashion-savvy, Milan is a must. It's Italy's fashion capital, and the Quadrilatero d'Oro, Golden Rectangle, is a luxe neighborhood packed with designer boutiques. Think Prada, Gucci, Versace. Basically window shopping heaven, Italia.it. Even if couture isn't in your budget, it's fun to stroll those elegant streets and soak in the glamour. Rome and Florence also have their share of boutiques and stylish shopping streets, often set against gorgeous historical backdrops. Because why not buy shoes next to a 500-year-old fountain? But the soul of Italian shopping might just be its markets and artisan shops. Picture a morning market in Florence or Palermo, stalls overflowing with vibrant produce, the smell of fresh bread and basil in the air, loud, friendly, haggling over the price of artichokes, and nonnas picking out the best tomatoes. These markets aren't just for food either. In Florence's Mercato di San Lorenzo, or the leather markets, you can snag beautiful leather goods, jackets, bags, wallets, often handcrafted locally. Florence in particular is famous for its leather and gold jewelry, and wandering the Ponte Vecchio's jewelry shops feels like stepping into a treasure box. Throughout Italy, you'll find artisanal workshops tucked in side streets. Venice has its Murano glass and Burano lace, perfect souvenirs. Naples sells gorgeous hand-painted ceramics, and almost every town has a shop with local wine, olive oil, or limoncello to take home. Don't be shy about sampling at food shops. Italians are proud of their regional specialties and will happily let you taste olive oils, cheeses, or cured meats at a deli. If you love antiques or vintage, hit the flea markets, like Porta Portese in Rome on Sundays or the Antique Market in Arezzo. You might unearth a quirky relic or a beautiful old painting. Markets in Italy are vibrant and full of life, offering everything from seasonal fruits to clothes, spices, and trinkets. As one travel writer put it about Florence, the streets become a canvas of vibrant markets, artisan workshops, and bustling cafes, all steeped in centuries-old traditions. In other words, shopping here often doubles as sightseeing. So whether you're buying a couture dress or a wheel of pecorino cheese, Italy makes the experience bellissimo. Not to be outdone, shopping in Japan can be exciting. If shopping in Italy is steeped in tradition, shopping in Japan is like fast-forwarding to the future while still finding plenty of tradition around the corner. Let's start with the modern. Cities like Tokyo and Osaka are shopping meccas where you can find literally anything. Tokyo's Ginza district is famous worldwide, an upscale boulevard of luxury where flagship designer stores and department stores line the polished streets, designerjourneys.com. It's Japan's answer to Fifth Avenue or Champs-Élysées. And even if you're just window shopping, it's a blast to see the cutting-edge fashion, and perhaps stop by the iconic Waco department store with that classic clock tower, or Ginza 6 Mall for the latest trend. For a different vibe, hit Shibuya or Harajuku for youth fashion and subculture shops, from quirky streetwear to cosplay costumes. You'll quickly notice Japan has department stores that are essentially 12-story wonderlands, with epic food halls in the basement. Pro tip: always visit the Depachica food floor for delicious samples. And then there's Akihabara, the electric town, where electronics and anime goods rule. Multi-story shops full of gadgets, games, and collectibles that will make any techie or nerdy heart skip a beat. But Japanese shopping isn't all neon and high-tech. It's also wonderfully traditional. Scattered around cities are shotengai, local shopping streets, often covered arcades, selling everything from groceries to kimono and old-school candies. These feel like stepping back in time and are great for finding inexpensive local snacks or souvenirs. Markets in Japan can be legendary too. In Tokyo, the Tsukiji Outer Market is a must for any foodie. Even after the main fish auction moved to Toyosu, the outer Tsukiji market remains bustling with vendors selling fresh seafood, sushi, knives, and street food bites. Designerjourneys.com. Wander through in the morning for a tamagoyaki, omelette, on a stick, or a bowl of super fresh chirashi, sashimi rice bowl. It's chaotic in the best way. In Kyoto, the Nishiki Market, nicknamed Kyoto's Kitchen, is a narrow, long street market where you can taste local delights like pickled veggies, fresh tofu donuts, and matcha teas. For souvenirs, Japan offers endless cute and cool options. From elegant washi paper, handmade pottery and chopsticks, to pop culture merchandise like Pokemon plushies and Studio Ghibli music boxes. And let's not forget the convenience stores, konbini, and 100 yen shops like Daiso. Absolute lifesavers and treasure troves for little gifts, snacks, and practical items. You'll wonder how you ever lived without these convenience marvels. A shopping trip in Japan can start with the latest high-fashion sneakers and end with you buying a samurai sword letter opener or a yukata robe for lounging at home. It's this mix of ultra-modern and deeply traditional that makes it so fun. Plus, service is impeccable. Expect your purchases carefully wrapped, and don't be surprised if store staff bow as you depart. Whether you're a big spender or a bargain hunter, Japan will delight you at every turn. Just leave room in your suitcase, you will need it. So there you have it. Italy and Japan. Two dream destinations each with their own unique magic. In the end, the best holiday comes down to your personal travel style. Enjoy your holiday and don't forget to like and subscribe.